Hello friends, welcome to our accounting discussion. Today we are going to discuss about the voucher. So what is the voucher? Voucher is generally a pillar of accounting. If there is no voucher, then it cannot be possible for the purpose of accounting. So it is the pillar of the accounting. It is the first step towards to write the accounts. So voucher is the first step towards writing the accounts. Further, it is the written document for the purpose of business transaction. Same for example, if you are purchasing some items, then you are getting the bill from the particular party from whom you are going to purchase the goods. So it can be considered as the voucher. So it is the written document of your business transaction that you have purchased the goods from the concerned the party, and on the basis of such bill you can write the transaction in your books of accounts. Further, the nature of transaction is determined through voucher. Same for example, if the purchase bill is received by you, so it can be considered as a purchase transaction, or credit note is received from the concerned party, so it can be a purchase return transaction at extra. So the nature of transaction is determined through the voucher. Further, it can be used as a written and authenticate evidence, so it can be considered as a evidence in the court of law. So what is the meaning of the voucher? Voucher is the pillar for the purpose of accounting. It is the first step towards writing the books of account. Further, it is a written document for the purpose of business transaction. Further, the nature of transaction is determined on the basis of voucher, and it can be considered as a written and authenticate document. Same for example, if you are selling the goods to the customer, then you are issuing the bill. So it can be considered as a voucher, and on the basis of such bill, you are making the entry in your sales register. Next one is the type of the voucher. So first is the sales bill. Whenever you are making the sales to your customer, you will issue the sales bill. So on the basis of sales bill, the entry will be billed in the books of account, voucher of sales of goods. So it is the voucher of sales of the goods. Next one is the purchase bill. Whenever you are making the purchase for your business, you will get purchase from the concerned party, and it can be considered as a voucher of purchase of goods. Next one is the credit note. So when the credit note is issued, credit note is issued by you when the sales is returned by your party. So your customer is returning the good to you, then you will issue the credit note. So it is a note for the purpose of sales return. Next one is the debit note. So debit note is issued by you for the purpose of a purchase return. Suppose you have purchased the goods from Mr. A worth rupees 50,000, out of which you are giving back as a purchase return of rupees 5,000 goods to Mr. A. So you are returning him the 5,000 rupees goods. So it is considered as a purchase return. So for the purpose of purchase return, you will issue the debit note to Mr. A. Expense bill. So expense bills is a evidence of an expense paid via bank or a cash. Same for example, a bank charges. So bank charges, for the purpose of bank charges, the bill is not issued. However, it will be debited into the bank statement. So on the basis of such bank statement, you will consider it as a evidence, and you can make an entry in your books of account. Say for example, you will receive the advertisement expense bill from a India Mart. So it is considered as a expense bills, and it is a evidence of a expenses paid to the India Mart via bank or a cash. So it is considered as a expense voucher. Next one is the receipt received. So we are receiving the receipt. So it is the written certificate of an amount paid. So generally receipt is issued by the party to whom we have given the payment. So receipt is received by us, so it is issued by somebody else to whom we are giving the payment. So it is the return certificate of a amount paid. So receipt received is a return certificate of a amount paid. Receipt issued, so we are issuing the receipt. So here we are receiving the amount, so it is the return certificate of a amount received. So generally the receipt is received by the person who is receiving the money. Who is receiving the money? Receipt is issued by such person. Receipt is issued by the such person who is receiving the amount. Next one is the pay in slip. Pay in slip. So pay in slip is the voucher used for the purpose of deposit of a cash in the bank. Pay in slip is the voucher used for the purpose of deposit of a cash in the bank. Pay in slip is the voucher used for the purpose of deposit of a cash in the bank. Next one is the counterfoil of a check. So counterfoil of a check is generally used for the purpose of cash withdrawal for the bank. So counterfoil of check is generally used as a evidence of cash withdrawal from the bank. Now we will discuss the component of the voucher. So generally component of the voucher, imagine the sales bill. Whenever you are purchasing certain items, say for example you are purchasing the mobile. So what is contained in the bills of your mobile? So generally the name of the person who is selling the mobile. So name of the person who is selling the mobile, his address of the person who is selling the mobile. Further, it will also mention the name of customer, that is we are purchasing the mobile, so our name as well as our address. Further, the date on which such mobile is purchased. Further, the serial number of bill. So serial number of each bill is also mentioned. Amount of in words as well as the figures. So on which amount you are purchasing the mobile, such amount is mentioned. Further, the sign of the person who is issuing the invoice is also on the voucher. Further, the type of the voucher. So it is a sales voucher, purchase voucher. Each is mentioned on the head of the voucher. Other detail if required. Same for example, in the GST law, a place of supply is required. Further, tax is required to be mentioned, whether CGST, IGST, SGST, etc. Further, the GST number of the seller as well as the purchaser is required. So other detail if required, it is mentioned on the voucher, and the sign of the voucher receiver, not necessary in every case. However, in certain case it is mentioned on the voucher. So these are the component of the vouchers. So one time again I am discussing what are the component of the voucher. Name and address of the voucher issuer, name and address of the voucher receiver, date, serial number, amount in words as well as the figure, sign of the voucher preparer as well as the receiver. However, receiver sign is not required in every case. Further, the types of the voucher and other detail if any required. So this was the discussion about the voucher. In the next video we will discuss another thing about the accounting. Thank you.